Coach Wofford here. So welcome back from break, okay? I am recording this video right before we go on Christmas break, I'm sorry. But I just want to make sure you guys had a safe and healthy break. Hope you had a great Christmas, great time off, and welcome back to school. I'm glad we're back. So what I want to kind of go over with you guys today is how to play Foursquare. So this is something that really you only need two people, okay? Ultimately, four would be great to have because it is Foursquare, so that you need four people. But you can play two square with someone and just use two out of the four squares, or three square. And then once you get past four, those people are out and they'll come in one at a time. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go over the rules with you first. And then I'm going to show you an example of one of my classes. They were just playing at recess, and so I went over there and I just recorded them. And they were using the rules that I've taught them over the past year and a half. So I just kind of want to go over some things with y'all. You're not going to be able to see me the whole time because I am going to be standing up kind of showing you guys some things. I did make the camera go down a little bit so you guys can actually see the court. Before we get started though, I do want you guys to know that you don't just have to have a kickball, okay? Obviously, we have lots of kickballs here, so that's what I want to use because usually in Foursquare, that's what you use. However, you can use a soccer ball, you can use a volleyball, you can even use a basketball with this. It's just a little bit heavier when you're actually playing Foursquare. So it doesn't have to be a kickball. You can play basically with any kind of ball you want. And just all you really need, over here, I'm going to show you a little bit, turn the card a little bit. I have a Foursquare set up just with some jump ropes. So you can use jump ropes. You can make one with chalk outside if you have some concrete. Just make you a little square and then put you two lines, one in the middle, one going down, one going across. You can use any type of, you can use cones. You can use whatever. It doesn't really mean you use sticks. Okay, this is very simple. All you really have to have is some kind of playing area and then a ball, okay? So I'm gonna turn you back this way and I'm gonna show you some rules when it comes to Foursquare, okay? So we have four different sections here, all right? So this first square over here, okay? This is square number one where I'm sitting right here, okay? This square right here is square number two. This is square number three, and this one with this line right here is square number four, okay? So the cool thing about this is you're trying to get to this square right here, the fourth square. This is also called, you can call it the king or the queen. Usually we just say king just because, but this is the square you want to be in. This is where you've ultimately made it all the way to the top, okay? It doesn't matter if you're kindergarten through fifth grade, you can play this game. However, I do want to say if you are in kindergarten or first grade, you might, instead of actually tapping the ball, you might just want to throw it to each other, okay? And if they miss it, that they're out. So that would be kind of a modification I would do for the little ones. And you can play with parents, grandparents, you can play with whoever, siblings, neighborhood kids, it doesn't matter. Foursquare is pretty easy to learn, and it's pretty easy to be able to play. So basically what happens is the ball can only bounce one time in your square, okay? And so the king or queen, whoever's in this fourth spot right here, that's who starts. Okay, they basically kind of rule the whole game. So what I mean by that is if there's like a question about if the ball went out or if it hit twice in someone's square or something, this person up here, the king or the queen, they get to decide basically what to do. So a lot of times what they'll do is they'll just say, hey, let's just replay it. No big deal, okay? But if they want to say, hey, no, you're out, you're out. That's just how the game goes. It goes very quickly. Now, let's say it's something on the fourth person, this king or queen did something. The other three will get together and they'll decide, hey, you're out, okay? Or no, you're still in, all right? So that's kind of how that works as far as being in and out. All right, so what's gonna happen is the king or the queen will start up here. They must have at least 1 foot behind this line, okay? They'll bounce the ball and then they will tap it to one of the squares. Typically, you'll tap it to square number 2, which is a cross, which is this square right here. However, you don't have to do that, okay? A lot of times, I'll just let them they can hit to 3 or 1. It doesn't matter to me. But a lot of times, they'll teach you to hit to 2. So that's up to you if you want to do that, but make sure whoever's playing with you knows your rules, okay? So basically what you do is you just tap the ball. Now, if it bounces twice in your square, you're out. If it hits the middle line and you're the one that tapped it, you're out. So any of these lines in the middle, okay, they're out. Any of the lines on the outside, they're in. So what I mean by that is a lot of times I'll tell all the kids to stay in kind of on the outside of your square, because these outside lines, they're technically still in. So if the ball hits right here on this line and bounces up, I've got to get back there to move it. And if I don't, then I'm out, okay? So a lot of times what I'll tell you guys to do is once you've tapped it, kind of stand back in the back, okay? Maybe even a little bit into the square itself. So if it bounces here, then you have to bounce it back, okay? So if it bounces on the inside lines, okay, you're out. If it bounces on the outside lines, you're still in, okay? So it is very simple to be able to play this. So the way you rotate is, let's say you're still in, that person goes off, and say 2 went off. So then I move to 2, okay? 3 and 4 would stay the same. All right, let's say the king gets off. Then I move up to 3, okay? And then you move over to 4. So it goes this way, okay? That's the way you rotate. So everyone that's in line would stay on the outside of 1, okay? But not in the way of people. Now, it really doesn't matter how big you do your square. This one's kind of a smaller one, but just however big you want to do it. I would probably at least do 5 by 5 as far as the squares to give you enough room to be able to move around a lot. There is no overhand, okay? You're not really supposed to overhand the ball, okay? It's just a tap, okay? You're just tapping it to each other. There is no pushing. You can't hold the ball at all for any seconds. Unless you're kindergarten, first grade, then I don't really care if you just throw it to each other. And if they drop it, they're out. That's fine as well. But just kind of work on this. If you have any questions, let me know. Next week we may review it a little bit, but we're going to move on to our next how-to. So today's is how to play Foursquare. So I hope you guys have a healthy and safe week, and I will see you guys later.
Was that out?
Yo, someone go get those. Okay, hold on, I'm not ready yet. Okay, I'm ready. You don't want your phone. Put it right there. It's there. Come. Give me your phone. If you don't want it right now, I'll take it. No, don't put it on mine. I'm going to put mine on it down. Hey, yours on top of mine, see? It's not even my jacket. I don't care. It's my mom. Yeah. I thought that was out. No, that's in. Redo. Replay. Justin. Can y'all tell me replay on my
Only the king can say replay.